They did it had all the humor, all the fun, everything that people had loved about all the other Star Wars films as a whole, both the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy and the Clone Wars animated series and the Rebel series and just the Han official and all the great Star Wars. It was in a lot of ways it just kind of served as the perfect homage to the other films, but still being the beginning of a new installment of, we're relaunching the franchise. We're going to have more films. Everybody's just so excited for more films. So that brings us to where we are now, where it's 2 years later, and everybody is excited about the next chapter and see what happens next. Although, of course, we do have Rogue One. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip it. Of course, Rogue One is also great. It's the first spin-off Star Wars movie, not counting the Ewoks and the holiday special of the Clone Wars animated film.
It's the new movie in the brand new line they started.
Brand new line started up.
Yeah, it's going to do an anthology
of Star Wars spin-off movies, anthology movies in the franchise. Of course, everybody loves it too. And it's also a great homage in other ways too. And it sort of just serves as kind of a film to tie everybody down and give people enough Star Wars until they get to the next chapter. That's kind of the place that it serves.
Yeah, you can't go all year without Star Wars, man. It ain't the Olympics, man. They can't skip one year.
No, they can't. I mean, I feel like at this point,
I think that's the way they're setting it up. They're setting it up to where you can get Star Wars every year.
Every year for at least we're gonna do talking about every year for at least 5 years from 2015 to 2019. Maybe more. I don't know if they're gonna change. They might want to have a gap after that team before they jump into the other one spin off.
Honestly, we'll probably need a break.
I'm not going to need a break
we'll
there.
Need to rest,
just for a few years. Just for a few years, but not too long, because like we don't need to wait like 10 to 30 years for more movies again. So now, obviously, while Rogue One was great, this is the film we're all really excited about, because this is the next chapter in the main saga. Star Wars Episode 8, Last Jedi. We have so many questions going into. People are so excited about it. We're planning on seeing the movie opening day again, just like we did with The Force Awakens. And oh yeah, this is great. We're so excited. And if you want to talk about some interesting Star Wars facts, yeah, let's do that. If you want to talk about some interesting facts about the movie that maybe we didn't mention that people are familiar with.
Yeah. For one, I remember that Star Wars was initially kind of perceived by George Lucas as being a space western.
Yeah, because he was a big fan of the older westerns. That's kind of why he thought it was being more of that than sci-fi, even though he did sci-fi, of course, and even more of that than a space western. And and it's funny because even though the prequel trilogy had so much kind of bad CGI, and not all of it was bad, ironically, the technology that even those films used made it possible for other films that ironically did it a lot better to come out. Like it was, I think it was really the first film to use CGI motion capture, because Jar Jar Binks was in a motion capture. So sorry about that, everybody. Of course, he didn't look that great, and then Lord of the Rings, 2 years later, 2001, did way better with going. He just looked so freaking real. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. But of course, we arguably wouldn't have had that if you had had the Phantom Menace. As far as then. Yeah, Star Wars really, modern Hollywood wouldn't be the way it is today without George Lucas, because George Lucas didn't have the effects to do his movies, so he basically created them, and they kind of had to make do with what they had back then, but they found modern Hollywood, they created industrial out of magic. Movies would not be the same today, and they wouldn't have been the same for that span of 40 years, the Star Wars movies. Kind of special effects wouldn't have been the same, and the original trilogy used so much great practical effects with some very basic early form of CGI before they really caught it that. Back then, they actually used a lot of real paintings for the scenery. It wasn't green screen. When they got to the prequel trilogy, a lot more of the green screen. They bought the paintings back. I think in The Force Awakens and Rogue One, because in that one they brought back a lot more practical effects and used a good combination of practical effects and CGI both. And we've gotten so many great special effects over the years. With the new Planet of the Apes films, with their amazing motion capture, they did just so beautiful looking, just beautiful cinematography. To the great practical effects that are used that was used in Mad Max Free Road, and the great visuals used in Blade Runner 2049, and the great visuals used in James Cameron's Avatar, and of course the great visuals used in the last two Star Wars movies, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Both the practical effects and the CGI that was used, the CGI motion capture with like Snoke and Lupita Nyong'o's character. I wish I could remember her name. Seriously, someone help me in the comment section, please. And yeah, I mean, it's bits from right. You just have to think that all those great effects that we've seen in recent years and going further back, and just all those great visuals would not be possible without George Lucas and the original Star Wars trilogy. And that's one of the things that really makes Star Wars great. Star Wars has always been great because of its visuals, but it's also always been very great because of the story and what it did to sci-fi. It's always been very character driven.